Here we are. Hello, everybody, and welcome to this stream. We have just launched Mailcoach version 4, a new major version for our email software. And in this stream, I'd like to show you what Mailcoach can do and all the new things that have been added. I haven't prepared it too much. I wanted to be a little bit organic. If you have any questions at all, let me know in the chat. I see that my colleague Chef is also answering questions. So if you see anything where you have questions about or remarks about, just let us know in the chat. Let me share my screen so I can start showing you a couple of things. Share screen. Which screen? This one. And there we go. So this is the promotional website of Mailcoach, and you already get a good overview of everything that Mailcoach can do for you. So Mailcoach is self-hosted email marketing software, and it can send out bulk emailings, you can set up drip campaigns, you can check transactional mails, and it has a focus on privacy as well. Now, why would you want to use something like Mailcoach and self-host it and not use something like MailChimp? Well, using something like Mailcoach is much cheaper. Mailcoach tends to be a little bit expensive when your list of subscribers grow. Sure, if you stay below about, let's say, 2,000 users, then I think something like MailChimp is free. But if you go above that, then the price goes up pretty fast. And in fact, Mailcoach was created just to avoid those extra costs. I started creating Mailcoach initially because my own newsletter at freek.dev got about 6,000 subscribers or something. And it's a personal newsletter, so I don't make any money of it. And then, having to pay MailChimp $100 a month was a little bit too expensive for me. Why is sending via Mailcoach much cheaper? Well, Mailcoach, it uses the one of the big and reliable email sending services, such as Amazon AZS and SendGrid, Mailgun, and a few others. I think somewhere here below, or I think on this page, we mention which ones we support. And certainly sending emails via AWS is very, very cheap. I think it's only a couple of bucks for like 50,000 mails. So that's much, much cheaper. Another good reason for using Mailcoach is the privacy aspect. By just keeping everything, all data on your site is probably better than giving it away and hosting your list at a third party. So there's if you're concerned about privacy, then Mailcoach can be a good option for you as well. But that's a lot of theory, but I want to show it to you in practice. So I have a Mailcoach installation running locally here where we can walk a little bit through. If you've already used Mailcoach, then you'll notice that we have an entirely new UI here. My colleague Willem, he took great care in polishing all the bits, and I think that he really nailed it, and this is really a big improvement to what we had in Mailcoach version 3. Of course, there is a lot of functionality that is new in version 4. We not only have the newsletters, but we also have the drip campaigns. We have a section where you can handle your audience, and we also have new functionality for transactional mails. But let's start at the top with newsletters. So if you want to send traditional campaigns, Mailcoach can do that for you. And optionally, we can even track opens and clicks. And I've got a little list here because everything starts with a list called demo. And if we take a look at the subscribers here, then you can see that we have 10 subscribers here. They're all variations on my email address. We'll use this list in a bit, and I've used that Gmail Plus trick to get all these mails in my own inbox. So a list of users. I'm not going to show it in this stream, but in our extensive documentation, we give examples how you can create forms to get people subscribed on this list. It's very easy to do so, but you'll see that in the docs. If we hop over to the settings of a list, then you can see that Mailcoach can also send you notifications around this list. It can send you, for instance, a weekly summary on the subscriber growth of this list. So every week you get a mail like that says how many subscribers you've got in the past week and a little history of some periods before that. We can send summaries of opens and clicks and bounces after a campaign has been sent, and also a confirmation when a campaign has been sent. Now, I think that the most important setting of a list is this one, require confirmation. You might also know this as double opt-in. So whenever somebody subscribes at a list, the Mailcoach will send a verification email first, and that mail that contains a link where the subscriber can click on, and then that person is really subscribed. And by using this, you know that everybody who's on your list actually wanted to subscribe there. There are also some other options. You can send welcome mails, custom confirmation mails. And let's take a look at the mailers thing here. Yeah, I've only set up Mailgun here, but you can use multiple mailers if you want to. You could, for instance, use a certain mailer to send all your campaign mails to with. And those email addresses are probably all verified. And for transactional mails, you could use another mailer. And why would you want to do that? Because with the transactional mail, sometimes you're not certain that the email address exists, and you don't want to hurt the reputation of the sender where you're mailing campaigns with. That's also explained in the documentation. I'm going over it very fast because I don't want to have a too long presentation here, and there's so much to show. So let's try and send out a campaign. So yeah, let's just do it. When creating a campaign, you should give it a name. So I'm going to name this one Demo Mailcoach, and you should choose a list where you want to send it to. Now, I'm going to use my demo list here, which only has 10 subscribers, but some of our customers have reported that they use Mailcoach to send out campaigns to lists containing more than 500,000 subscribers, which is quite a lot. And Mailcoach handles that perfectly because we designed Mailcoach to handle such load. And you can also choose a template. A template is basically a starting point with some HTML to create a campaign. Now let's create it. Here you can see the name. Here you can set the subject of the mail, the list. We also support segments. I'll show you that after I've sent out this campaign. You can optionally track when somebody opens this mail or when links are clicked. We are going to enable that. And we can optionally also add UTM tags to all links of the mail. Those UTM tags, you probably know them. They get suffixed to a URL, and this allows you to track all clicks in something like Google Analytics, for instance. Now, I see some comments coming by, so I'm going to read the chat for a bit. Yeah, a new haircut. Yeah, everything went away. Yeah, version 4999. Maybe I had better use the stable version. This is like the development version. So this is the bleeding edge version of Mailcoach. It's basically the dev master that I'm using here, living the wild life here. Bum, bum, bum. Yeah, I've answered it. Okay, so we have set our settings here. On the content screen, I can see the content of my campaign, and you can see that I've used some very basic HTML here. I'm not a designer, so I made something very something up very quickly. You can see that we have some links here. We also have an unsubscribe URL. You can preview your mail here. I'm using plain text here or an unstyled HTML, but rest assured that if your mail is styled, we will render it here with styling as well. Okay. Here you can also send a test. I'm going to do that in a bit. I first want to attract your attention to these replacers that you can use. And you can already see one being used here, the unsubscribe URL. And that replacer, it will be replaced with a link where people can unsubscribe. And we highly recommend to always add the unsubscribe URL replacer to each mail you send out. There's nothing more frustrating for somebody on your list to find out that there's no way to unsubscribe. Your mails will get marked as spam. You will get complaints, hurting the reputation of your email sending service. Nobody wants that. Always use that unsubscribe URL. Now, I guess that there are a lot of developers in the audience here. So I'll say something developy as well. It's actually very easy to create replacers of your own. They're just a Laravel class that implement an interface called replacer, and it just gets like the entire text. You should implement the method where a replace is done and where a help description is being returned, which we use here. So adding these custom replacers is very easy. So you can send out a test. Let's do that now. Mail was sent to freek@spatie.be. Let's take a look if it arrives here. Now, this is all live. We're using actual internet infrastructure here. I've noticed that some email senders are a little bit late in sending mails. It can take up half a minute or a minute. So if you see a delay sometimes, that's why. It's because the email senders themselves are a little bit slow. But while I was saying this, the test arrived, and here it is. I've already said it. I'm using unstyled HTML here, but if you have styled HTML, then you see something nicely styled here. Okay, let's go to the send screen. And here you can see a summary of everything from the mail. You can see the recipients. You can see which links we detected in the mail. So here you could click them and verify that they actually work. Now, behind the scenes, Mailcoach will add tags to each subscriber getting this campaign. And this tag can be used to segment your lists, or you can use those tags in automations. I'll show that later. So these are the ones when links are clicked, and we'll also add these one. And here we also have a clicked one. This one will be added when any of the links has been clicked. You can schedule mails to be sent in the future. All times UTC here. It's UTC because my application has UTC time zone set as the default, but you can set it to any time zone that you want, or you can send it immediately, which is what we are going to do now. Here we have a confirmation screen, so you are certain that you want to send it to 10 subscribers. Yes, send now. And now Mailcoach is sending out those mails. We do that in the background so that there is a job that is doing that. We're using Horizon in this instance to send out those mails. There are already opens coming in. I saw that while test driving this demo, and it seems that I've done this demo so much now that my email program already opens these mails for me because it trusts the sender. That's why we're getting the opens here already. But in normal circumstances, you only get like an open when when the subscriber actually opens your mail. So I've already said that we track those opens. We can also track the clicks. How does that work behind the scenes? Sometimes people ask that. So behind the scenes, when a link is clicked, in this instance, Mailgun will send a webhook to Mailcoach that we use. That Mailcoach uses to determine that a link has been clicked. And if you're thinking it through, hey, Frick, you were saying that you were running here Mailcoach locally. How do you get the webhooks? Well, I've opened a tunnel in a terminal window so that the Mailgun service can send webhooks to my local computer. Okay, let's open up one of these links. So the Spatie product page. You can see here that the UTM parameters were added. So they were not in my content. Mailcoach added them for me. And let's maybe also open the Mailcoach website. And when we go to the opens and the clicks, you can see that we've opened them. And here you can see that I've actually clicked those links. So that's working. Again, these opens, they get a little bit weird results because my email client already trusts me because I've already sent so much mails from this sender with that very same subject even. Let's take a look if the unsubscribe is working. So I'm going to unsubscribe test 5 here. Sorry to see you go. You have been unsubscribed. This screen is also provided by Mailcoach, but you can customize it, of course, if you want. Let's go back to Mailcoach, and here we should see that Freek has been unsubscribed, or Freek test 5 has been unsubscribed. In the outbox, you can see what has happened. So everything went well. We sent 10 email addresses. If there are bounces or complaints, then we'll show those here. By the way, if an email address bounces hard, then we'll also automatically unsubscribe it to keep your email list healthy. On the settings here, this is read-only. These are the settings that you used, and here you can see the content that you used for this particular campaign. Let's take a look at the chat for a second before continuing. Not including unsubscribe links is also against the law. In many jurisdictions, just always add that unsubscribe link. Is that the best way to do this? But I don't know what this refers to. What do you have planned for the future? Anything that you can tell already? I'm not going to tell about future plans, only about Mailcoach here. Okay, so let's maybe take a look at segments and tags. So here I have my demo list. I've unsubscribed one person, test 5. So we only have 9 little ducks left. Here is a tag section and a segment section that I skipped over a little bit earlier. But let's discuss it now. So here you can create tags of your own. So these are the default tags. And Mailcoach also has some generated tags here. So these are the tags that Mailcoach auto generated. But you can also create tags of your own. So I'm going to use tag A here. And I'm also going to create tag B, maybe. And now you can add those tags to the subscriber. So let's tag the subscriber one here, tag A or something. And subscribers here. Maybe let's add tag B here, and you can also add new tags here in line, like that. Why do you want to tag users? Because you want to create a segment. So when subscribers are tagged, you see those tags here as well. And now you can create a segment like users with tag A. Create a segment. And here you can say, hey, this segment should contain all subscribers that have tag A. Let's save the segment. And you see, that only this one has tag A. And when sending a campaign, you can use that segment. So another campaign, that demo template, sure. Here you can say only users with tag A, please. Save the settings. And if we go to send here, then you can see that we send this campaign to only users with tag A to one subscriber. So those segments, they are pretty important. I think for our own email list at spatie.be, we give tags for when people purchase certain products. So we can send like updates for Mailcoach to the segment bought Mailcoach on our list. So all other people that are not interested in Mailcoach, they don't get it. Only the Mailcoach users get that. So those segments, they are pretty handy. Is tag refer to something where we keep record in JSON format? I don't understand that question. Could you reformulate that? And I'll take a look back in a second. Okay, so that's it for campaigns. Maybe I can show you templates real quick. So here in the template section, that's where that template thing lives. If you want to have more templates, you can create them here. I should also say that I'm using a text editor here, but Mailcoach actually has support for other editors as well. We have support for the Unlayer editor, which is a more UI-based editor. We can drag and drop certain blocks. And we also have support for the Monaco editor, which is the editor that powers VS Code. So we have like auto-completion and such. Maybe I can show you that on my on the installation on my site. So this is the live one. If I create, or let's duplicate maybe a campaign here and go to content, and you can see that I have the Monaco editor here. So I have code completion and recognition. You can see the line numbers here. And this is also very nice to work in. And it's just a configuration setting away. But by default, it's a text editor for people that really want to have just the basics. Okay, that is it for campaigns and templates. Now let's jump to the second part, and that is drip campaigns and automations, which is a brand new section in Mailcoach. This is something that my colleague Ria spent a lot of time getting just right, and he did some awesome work here, I think. So what are automations? So automations are You know what? I'm not going to try to explain it. I'm just going to show it to you. You'll get a feel of it immediately. So how does it work? We are going to automate the sending of emails to certain people. And I've already created some emails here. And we are going to build a Mailcoach onboarding flow, let's say. Everybody that is subscribing to my list should get a welcome email. Then after a day, I want to send the get started with Mailcoach, because maybe after a day, when a subscriber when after they use, wait, how can I say this in English? So when somebody subscribed, maybe in that day he or she toyed around with Mailcoach, and maybe after that we want to give some extra information after a day. So we can send a welcome mail first, wait for a day, then send the getting started with Mailcoach mail, and then after this mail has been clicked, or a link in it has been clicked, then we can send the extra Mailcoach tips. So we have like a nice onboarding email automated flow here. Let me also show you this mail section. So this is the get started mail. I can also see the content here. You can see that this mail contains here is a link to the Laravel documentation inside of it. Okay, those are the 3 mails. Let's create an automation with this. So I'm also going to call this Mailcoach demo, create automation. Here I can select a trigger. So this is when this flow should go in action. And we are going to run this automation when a user subscribes. You can also, you should also choose a list where this automation applies to. And I'm going to, I think, the demo list. Yeah, you can also use a segment here if you want to. So let's save it. And on the action screen, you can define what should be done when, yes, in this case, somebody subscribes to the list. So the first thing that I want to do is I want to send a mail. Which mail? The welcome mail. Then I want to wait a duration. Let's maybe not do a day, but an hour, like that. Then maybe let's wait a day in this case. And after that, we are going to take a look at if the user has clicked a certain mail. So the get started with Mailcoach mail, and which link? The Laravel Mailcoach link, so the documentation link. And if that is the case, we are going to send another email with extra Mailcoach tips. And maybe we'll also add a tag, got or maybe completed the onboarding, something like that. So we can create a segment using that tag. Let's see if I saved everything. Save. And yeah, that is how easy it is to create an email flow. You can see that, it only took me like a minute to do this. Now I want to demonstrate this to you, but I don't want to have the waiting time. So I'm going to delete a few blocks so we can see it in action. And I don't want to sit here for an hour telling jokes so that our waiting block goes away. Oh, wait, I should have left that sending of the welcome mail, I guess. Wait, now I'm a little bit confused. Not wait for a day. I'm going to start with send a mail. Which mail? The getting started with Mailcoach, like that. Yeah. And then, it is clicked this one. Then we go further. So you'll immediately get this one. And if you click the link, you are going to get that one. That's how it works. Let's save these actions. And the last thing we need to do is run this this demo, or we should basically say what the interval is where we should check if there are new subscribers. I'm going to leave this at every minute for now and start the automation. So right now this automation is running. You can also see it here that this one is running. You can pause it here if you wanted to. So yeah, let's maybe try it out. So I'm going to a subscription form that I created for this. Subscribe, yeah. And here I can subscribe to the mailing list, Freek plus automation tests, Stasi.be, like that. Thank you for subscribing. And with any luck, in a few minutes, we should get the extra mail. Let me just clear out these ones. And hopefully it comes soon. I also have something else that I want to show you so that we don't have to wait on this. Yeah, let's do the other thing. Do I have my own blog here open? No. Here is already that getting started mail. So here is a link to the documentation, and let's click that link to the documentation. And then in a bit, I should get those extra tips. Now, I wanted to let you feel the power of this too, so I created an automation on my own blog. So here we are back at freek.dev. And you can see that we have an automation here, the drip demo. And let's see what actions we have here. We are going to send, oh, I should start here. So whenever a user subscribes to my automation list, we are going to send a first mail. Then we're going to wait a minute. We are going to send a second mail. And then if you clicked a link inside of that second mail, you are going to get a third mail and get a tag. Let's see, it's running, yeah. And if you want to try out this automation, this very automation, then you can subscribe at freek.dev/automation. And yeah, this is a form where yeah, you'll get that drip campaign. And rest assured that I won't use your email address for anything else. I think after a day, I'll just plainly delete the entire automation list, so I won't keep your email addresses. If you want to test this out and see if it is really working, leave your email address in this form. I'll just paste it in the chat so you can just yeah, click on it. But it seems, yeah, where are the comments? Here. There we go. Let's take a look. There's something here. I get an error message on YouTube, so I hope that you are still hearing me. It would be nice to get a confirmation in the chat that you're all seeing and hearing this still. Let me try to remove that error message that I'm getting. Sorry about this. Yeah, we can. Okay, so that's good enough. So I'm going to ignore this this error for now. That error message, by the way, that was on my second screen, so you couldn't see it. Okay, let's continue. So let me check my mail if I got that those extra tips, and sure enough, I got those extra tips. So let's go back to the test application, and you can see that this email flow just worked. We also have open and click tracking on the email sent by an automation. So here you can see that gets started with Mailcoach thing. Yeah, we got there the click on our documentation. So that's how that works. So I think the automations are very, very powerful. You can see that we have quite a few other actions here as well. It's also possible to create actions of your own. It's also an interface you have to implement for that. And we'll probably add some more in the future, depending on which questions that the users of Mailcoach have. We only added the blocks that we ourselves wanted to have for now. And since we're here with developers, I can also say that this entire screen is built with Livewire. So these are basically all their own components, and we even have like nested Livewire components going on. Like I've said, this is mainly created by my colleague Rias, who did an excellent job. And I think we should write a blog post on how we achieved this, because I think this is really some work of beauty. Okay, that for automations. We've already covered lists. They are being used in drip campaigns and newsletters. And there is only one section left, and that is transactional. Let's see if there are more questions in the chat before doing the last part. Dries, we can hear you. That's good. Yeah, a lot of thumbs up. That's good. Yeah, the version number 4999, that's because I'm using DevMaster here. And yeah, that's no big questions here. That's good. Okay, let's go to transactional mail. Now, how many times have you experienced that when your application has sent a mail that the user reports, I didn't get it? And that there's like no way for you to track if your application actually sent the mail. That's something we want to solve as well. We want to track all the transactional mails, and we went all in with this because we can even track opens and clicks of those mails as well. Now, Mailcoach, it can be used as a separate application, or it can also be installed into an existing Laravel application as a package. And transactional is basically only available if you install it as a package in a Laravel application, because you must customize your mailable a little bit to make this work. Let me show it to you. In PHP Storm, I already have this application open, and I have a mailable here. And you can see that it's just a regular mailable. We have a subject here, we have some markdown here, and that's basically it. Now, how can you start logging or storing these mails? Well, it's very simple. You should just add a trait here, a stores mail, yeah. And if you only want to store it without open or click tracking, then you can you just use store, and then you'll get it in the log. But you can also use track opens and clicks, or maybe if you only want to have like clicks but not opens, then you can do track clicks. But let's for now do track opens and clicks. And that's basically everything that you need to do to enable the tracking of a transactional mail. I've also added a command here that allows me to just easily send that mailable. So let's try that out. So I'm going to send that mailable, send my mailable. The mailable has been sent, that's good. It should already be logged here, so that's good. And you can see the content here. So here you can see the opens and the clicks, and we didn't open or click it yet. I guess we'll have to wait again a little bit on Mailgun to actually send it, but I'm pretty sure that I'll get it. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, let's maybe click the link and head back to Mailcoach. And if I refresh here, you can see here that we have the opened ads, and it's a little bit skewed because my email client tends to aggressively open that mail. And you can see that we also have the click here. So that's nice. Here you can see an entire log of every mail sent by your application, and you can also filter out that. I see here that this label is a little bit misplaced. I'll fix that after this stream. Okay, there's also templates here, which is also a very nice feature, I think. Now, if you have a project, if you're working on a project with a team of all developers, then you shouldn't be needing this, I think. Because if you're a developer and you want to change a mail, then you just go to the source code, to the markdown here, and you just start changing the mail. You deploy again and you've changed the copy. But if you have non-technical persons on your team, then they can't do this because they don't have the knowledge of how to work with a Laravel application and how to deploy and all that stuff. So what templates do is in a template, you can specify the content of a mailable so that you can change it here and you don't have to change it in the source code. So I already have a mailable created here, my mailable. You can see that we have some recipients here, and these ones will be merged in with the ones that you add via code. So I could add a CC here, and for my mailable that I just demoed, it will be sent to freek.adspatie.be because that's in the code, and it will also add the email address that I add here. You can set a subject here, and you can set a body here. We have a couple of settings here as well. You can basically say, which type of content that it is. So we could only have blade, you could type markdown. We also have 2 blade options. And for those blade options, we doubted a little bit if we were going to add them, but in the end, we added them. Why were we a little bit hesitant? Well, we set the reason here. If you enable blade to be used in the content, then you basically can perform any PHP that you want here, because this compiles down to PHP, and I can do anything I want here. So only use blade templates when you 100% trust all the people that have access to the Mailcoach UI, because you can basically let this template do anything. But if you have good people on your team, you can use it, and you can set in the mailable template that every mail that uses this template should be stored, and we will use tracking of that as well. Now, how can you let your mail use that template? Well, it's very simple. Instead of the store's mail trait, you can use the uses Mailcoach template. And instead of the track opens and clicks here, you can do you can call template, and I've called my template my mailable, I think. And you can just lose the subject in markdown here, because we will pull in the content from the template, and then basically your mailable becomes this. Okay, let's send it out and see if it actually works. So the mailable has been sent, and after a while I should get it here. But I'm not going to wait on it. I'm already going to modify this mail. So I'm going to add modified to the subject. I'm going to add modified to the content. And let's just send it again. Here is already the mailable. So this was pulled out from the template. But now I've modified the template. Let's send it again. And if everything goes well, then I should see a mail coming in here with the modified content. Now, while I'm waiting on that, I'm going to take a look at the chat. Cool stuff. Thanks, Dries. Crazy cool Livewire stuff. Thanks, Nuno. I'll pass it to Rias. Hey, Freek, I want to ask you, how well does the subscriber form work when the forms are on a different domain when Mailcoach is installed? Great question, Logan. Well, those forms can work pretty good. We have some examples on how you can do that in our documentation. So basically, if Mailcoach is hosted on a certain domain, and yeah, your form is on another domain, you can basically let your form post to Mailcoach. And on Mailcoach, we can show you either a welcome, welcome to this list screen or something, just like a basic blade view, or you can specify that whenever Mailcoach gets a subscription, that Mailcoach should redirect back to a certain page on your site where you can have like an own custom version of welcome to this list screen. So yeah, it's really configurable and it's all documented. Just check our documentation. Now, while I was saying that, you all saw the modified mail arrive here, and sure enough, we get the modified content. So that is working too. Yeah, I think that this is also a great feature for when there are non-technical people on the team. And the log is also very nice. Something that I didn't show as well, that I didn't show yet, is whenever somebody says, I didn't get the mail, you can basically just resend the mail if you wanted to. So yeah, that's support for transactional mails. So yeah, I think that Mailcoach is a pretty complete email solution right now. We just built everything that we needed ourselves into it. In the beginning of the presentation, I've compared MailChimp a little bit with MailChimp, but I actually think we can do more now, like drip campaigns. And yeah, those big drip campaign services, they tend to be quite expensive as well. Yeah, and with Mailcoach, yeah, it becomes that cheap. Now, in all honesty, I think those drip email services, they have like a lot of options to build automations with, probably more than we have, but these are like the most common ones that you'll basically need. I think with all the options we've added here, yeah, I think 80 or 90% of the cases can be built. I should also say that, yeah, I've used a Laravel application here where Mailcoach is installed as a package in, but we also have a standalone application so that you can use it without any Laravel knowledge. We're also working on updating our one-click installer for DigitalOcean, and that's basically a solution where you just have to click one button and then a server will be created and Mailcoach will be pre-installed for you and you can immediately start using it. Now, we're here with developers. I've already said that a few times. Developers like documentation, and I can say that we wrote a lot of documentation on this. We actually totally rewrote our documentation. It lives on our spatie.be domain now. It's searchable here, powered by our good friends at Algolia. So yeah, basically everything that I've shown you in this stream, you can read in the documentation as well. There are even a couple of videos here too, and those videos, they are also referenced on our promotional website. Let's get a little bit in the sales to end the presentation. This is the regular price of Mailcoach. For a few days, we have a launch promo here. If you live outside of the European Union or pay in a non-dollar currency, then you'll be happy to know that we offer price power parity prices. So depending on which country you're buying from or where your company is located, you'll get a different price. So we have fair prices for all countries. So yeah, that is basically everything that I wanted to say. I hope that you're excited by this, as excited by this as I am. I think Mailcoach is a pretty large update. It's the biggest one in the history of Mailcoach. I think we're very proud of it. I especially want to thank my colleague Willem. Yeah, we did the entire redesign, and I've already mentioned Rias, who worked a lot on getting the automation part just right. Now, before leaving you, I'm going to check the comments one more time to see if there are any questions. So I don't need to share my screen. Cool stuff, really nice. Cool. I also get that problem that opens the mail when sending. Do you know why it happens? Well, I think it's because the email client sees like, hey, I've already seen mails being opened by this person, so I'm already going to pull it in and cache it. So when it's actually being clicked, I can show it very quickly. So I think it's just an email client just prefetching the content for you. There's a question here: can you pass data into templates like the user receiving it? Yes, you can. If you use Blade, then you can basically just add everything that you want. Let me share my screen again so I can show you a little example. Let's share my screen. This one, and go to the source code of Freek.dev. And I have a welcome mail here. And you can see, it is a good example. So here you can see that I use a Mailcoach template here, but I also add some properties here. So you can use those in the content of the template. That's how it works. It's as simple as that. Let me stop the screen again. Can only imagine how much effort went into all of this. We worked with 3 people on this for several months to get this just right. Sometimes there's also a broken link checker, which triggers. That could also be possible. I think in Mailcoach v3, I think on our campaign screen where we show you which links there are. In a previous version, we also visited links and told you, hey, this one exists, this one doesn't exist. And that is great, but sometimes you don't want to have like those automated clicks. So Mailcoach itself doesn't do any requests there to open it. Is it also possible to use a UI editor for transactional mails? Yes, it is. In the config file, you can say like which editor you want to use for which part of the application. So you could use an editor, the same editor for newsletters, templates, and automations. But you could say, for instance, hey, for the campaigns, I want to use a drag and drop editor like Unlayer, and for the other ones, I want to use Monaco. That's possible. What about using a single Mailcoach instance for multiple domains? You can do that. You can do that too. I guess what you need to do is just create different lists where you put in the different subscribers from the different domains. Okay, I think that I've answered all the questions. I hope that you liked this presentation. If you have any questions about Mailcoach, just reach out to us, mail me, tweet at me. Happy to answer all questions. And I hope that Mailcoach can work as good for you as it works for us. Thanks for watching, and until the next time. Bye-bye.